This tutorial is on a variation of one or more of the basic pattern types that you may come across in any of your P5, P6 or PSLE exams. I will be proceeding based on the assumption that you are already very familiar with the basic pattern types. If you don't know any of the patterns on this list, please watch the previous 6 videos in the patterns playlist on my YouTube channel, starting with the overview video. If you are familiar with some of the patterns on this list, but not all, just check out the specific tutorial videos for those you don't recognize, but do also check out the overview video. This pattern variant is taken from the 2021 Taonan prelim paper. For part A, we need to fill up the table for figures 5 and 20. Let's look at the diagram to see how the sequence continues. It seems like they are always adding an L-shaped layer, so we can just add in our own for figure 5. We had 6 triangles, so there will be 18 triangles for figure 5. We had 5 circles, so there are also 18 circles for figure 5. But for figure 20, we don't want to keep drawing all the way. Let's try and find the pattern for triangles. It's not constant difference, or square numbers. It's not constant difference double up. It's not triangular numbers. And it's not divide by row. Same thing for circles. It doesn't fit any of the common patterns that we know. Let's try and find the pattern for the total. It's not constant difference, but it is square numbers. So we write the product of the square roots below and find a link between the figure number and the square roots. We can see that the square root is 1 more than the figure number. So for figure 20, the square root is 21 and the total will be 21 squared, which is 441. Since they have given us the number of circles, we can just subtract the 221 from 441 to get 220, which is the number of triangles. For part B, they are asking for the figure number, which has a total of 729 circles and triangles. Since we know it's square numbers for the total, we find the square root of 729, which is 27. And since the square root is 1 more than the figure number, that means the figure number is 26. For part C, they want to know the figure number that has 840 triangles. So far, we haven't figured out the pattern for the triangles. Let's create one more row for the difference between circles and triangles and try to find a pattern there. Interesting, it's 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Do you see that it's 0 for all the odd rows and 1 for all the even rows? Oh, and be careful, when the difference is 1, is it 1 more triangle or 1 more circle? Looks like it's consistently circles. Alright, so if there are 840 triangles, there will either be 840 circles if it's an odd row, or 841 circles if it's an even row. So which is it? Simple, find the total and see if it's a square number. When we square root 1680, we don't get a round number, but the square root of 1681 is 41, so it's an even row. Since the square root is 41, that means that our figure is 40. Remember to share this with your friends or school teachers to check if there is a more efficient method. Your teachers might also advise you if the presentation of this working is acceptable. Understanding how to solve this question is not nearly enough. You need a lot of practice. It's just common sense. It might seem like a hard question now, but practice it enough times and you'll be able to solve it with your eyes closed. But where are you going to get enough examples to practice? Spiderweb Math is a website that I've created for my students which regenerates the same questions over and over again, and is automatically marked. This way, you can just focus on getting the repetitions in. If you found this video useful, do consider subscribing to this channel and liking this video.